Hi, I am showcasing here what's on auction. As you see, the 1/12 scale Danbury Mint 64.5 Mustang Convertible. Please forgive the quality of my voice. I'm getting over a very, very nasty cold. That's why I haven't answered some of you guys' questions because I simply hadn't been up to it. Feeling a bit better today, but I figure let me try to get this video up before I feel bad again. So bear with me as I try to have my voice here to explain some of the working features. As some of you know, these 1/12 scales are very detailed. These come with working features such as working lights and opening doors and the whole such here. So let's see what we have here. And I'm going to try to, with my big hands, try to open up the doors here. Oops, oops. Looks like when my wheel covers came off. Okay. And try to get the lights to work. And forgive the video quality here because I'm trying to do this on a little small camera and operate this at the same time. I have to make a little bit of a tool here or had to make one because I believe the button, the head of the button has come off here. The button's there, but the head of it is missing. But the batteries are in the trunk. And you push that button and you likewise push the key in here, and that's what I don't like about these large scales. My hands are a little bit too big to handle these. They look nice, they perform nice, but as you see, when you shut the doors, the lights go off, they come on, you flick the turn signal lever, lights blink left side, lights blink right side, it's got working brake lights. Take my little tool here and see if I can press to get the lights to come on. There we go. Got brake lights. And of course, when you shut the doors, lights go off. And I want to turn this around so you can see that there's working headlights. And let's see if we get the front turn signals to do likewise. Yep, there we go. The left turn signal and the right turn signal. And there are high and low beams on this also, just like the cars. And as I remember as a kid, we always had them on the floor. The handheld steering stalk things are a new item. I don't think I can reach my hand in there to get those to work. And like I said, my hands are a little bit too big for. Well, no, I'm not going to try. I'll touch something and it'll break, and that's all I need. I don't need that hassle. The little tag here that was on the dash, that has come off. It's on the seat here. And as somebody mentioned to me about one of the letters missing, this is what I was trying to show here. The letter R that was on the hood. Let me see if I can get that a little bit better focus here. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that the letter R that was on the hood, that has come off. That I put that on a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape that right inside this seat here so that whoever wins this, the R is there, and I'm going to show you where it was on the model. It actually belonged right here. The imprint is there, but of course the R isn't. Like I said, Danbury does a nice job on these, but I think that their quality control can be a little bit more desired. I've heard of people that had these had to return them because of flaws. I'm mostly a builder, not a collector. When I see a good, nice looking die cast, I'll try to buy it. But let me try to turn the lights off here. As I said, I'm mostly a builder. I wish this came in kit form. I could build this and, of course, make things much sturdier. Some more working features. It has a folding top. Let me see if we can get that to come up and down without much drama. So you got to unsnap the boot cover here. And let's hope the lighting on this is not quite as bright where you can see. And I'm not going to pull this out the whole way because you see pictures of how it looks with the top up. Well, let me see if we can do that. Okay. See if we can get this to fold all the way up. If I had an extra set of hands, I could do this without much trouble, but it's just me here in the home, and there we go. Yep. Yeah, looks like a bit of a scuff mark there, where that came from. And it was like that from the factory. Like I said, Danbury's quality, I don't know if they're trying to rush these things sometime, but mostly this was displayed with the top down, so where that scuff mark came from, I have no idea. And that's not something I did because this was under a plastic cover, a dust cover. By the way, the dust cover is not included. I had to buy that separate. I do want to keep that for my other models I have, my built ones that I built personally. So that is not included, but the wooden base is included. That will be included with the shipping. Okay. Here's a picture of the trunk here. And you get a nice detailed trunk with a spare tire. And it looks like a nice rubber mat. And your gas tank batteries and so forth sit underneath this mat. You pull the gas tank cover up, gas tank out there, pull the mat totally out. And that's where your batteries reside. Okay. As you can see, the finish is nice. There's no chips, no dents, no cracks, no marks. Let me see if I'm going to try to lift this up on its side very carefully. This thing is really heavy, and I'm just funny about having it lifted too much and have it flip over. That's all I need. Time like this. Oops, yep, there we go. I'm going to put it right back down. I'm just not fond of handling these things, but for so long because they're so heavy. Let's pull the top back down again. Let's pull this up and very gently try to fold this back to where it belongs. Now, I'm not going to snap the boot up in place until later. As it'll ship, the top will be down and the top cover will be over it. I'm not going to ship this with the top up because heaven knows what will happen to it en route. And speaking of shipping, those of you who are bidding outside the contiguous 48 states, I can't emphasize enough how much you need to find out how much your shipping is going to be. I can tell you that the model weighs at least 7 pounds. I think it's a little bit more than that, but with the box and contents and wooden base, you're talking at least, I say about 10 pounds or so, okay? I do know I sold something like this last year. It was a 56 Corvette. And the person that it went to was overseas. I believe it was over in the UK. That cost me a couple $100 to send it. So keep that in mind. If you're further in the UK, or if you're a little bit further out than that, that was sent FedEx. The Postal Service would not ship it. I had a lot of difficulty getting to ship that size of box. Don't ask me why. That's what it cost. That's why I put a flat rate. I know that within the United States, there was a flat rate of $20. I figure that's what it was, a regular shipping, no USPS first class. It was first class, but not the, what do you call that, priority mail, regular old snail mail. Okay, I'm trying to make this cost as least as possible. The model will be packed very well. As you see in the pictures, I do have the original box that it came in. I don't have the original shipping box. It'll be shipped in a comparable box with appropriate packing and so forth around it. But I no longer have the box that was shipped in. It came pretty ratty. It got pretty ratty over the years, and I just eventually tossed it out. But I do have the Mustang printed box that it came in originally. You've seen the brochure, you've seen the unpacking instructions, and you've even seen the original cover letter. This has some nice, let's pop these off. They have little magnets on them. Yeah, pretty swift. Pretty neat. Danbury just re-released this another color, poppy red. I'm tempted to get one down the road, but I'm just not crazy about their quality control. I don't like sending things back after I've already gotten them. And this antenna moves up and down. Let's show you a quick swipe of the engine here. This lifts up. Don't know if you can see this very well. The lighting here is not the best. Okay, that about does it. That's the best I can show as far as working feature. The windows work. Show you those real quick. They're very stiff. This is not something to be played with constantly. I wouldn't call this a toy. And while I can commend Danbury and getting some of the features correct here, but I'd sooner just have this sit in the shelf as it has been the last 4 years. Let's sit there and look pretty. To play with these things all day long and showing the features, something will break. Trust me, it just does. It just happens. Okay. Quarter windows work. And Danbury had some homework on this because they did a good job in getting all the shapes and details right. It's just have a model this size with all the working features. Sometimes more parts are obviously more things that can break. So good luck bidding. Any further questions? I think the auction ends on Friday. Drop me a line, and barring how well I'm feeling, I'll try to answer you the best way I can. But I thought I'd include this video to show some of the main working features on this and show you some of the finish and some of the details. Take care, and thanks for looking. Bye now.